Welcome to Dubbzi Bricks, and in front of me here we have the medieval pirate ship from LESDIY. Now, fans of the channel will know that I'm a LEGO purist. I only ever purchase official LEGO bricks. I've never purchased a non-LEGO branded set. However, LESDIY reached out to me and asked, would I mind reviewing one of their products? I thought, why not? Although I only ever buy LEGO, it's nice to know what other brands are out there, what the quality's like, and the medieval pirate ship really caught my eye. That is basically the Black Pearl, and I'm really interested to see how this set holds up. The box is very basic. We've got the picture of the ship on the front, and on the back we've just got a little bit of general information, but no other images of that. Now, this came out prior to LEGO's Black Pearl ship, so it's not a copy of the official LEGO set. This is their own version of the ship. So without further ado, let's crack it open and let's get building. And this was something that I had heard about LESDIY, is that none of the bags are actually numbered. Now, this could be a very frustrating build in the sense that pretty much all of the pieces are black. So it's not even a case of being able to sort all of the pieces out into different colours to then narrow the search down. So yeah, this is going to be quite interesting to see how much fun this is going to be. And I was just about to start sorting the pieces out to try and make the build a little bit easier. And these bags here already sorted. So for example, here we have 1x4 dark brown tiles. We've got 1x6 black plates. We've got jumper plates. We've got 1x2 plates, brown jumper plates, and so on. So at least a lot of these smaller parts are pre-sorted for us, which will make the build a little bit easier. The other bags, they are all muddled up bricks and they're not numbered, as I mentioned previously. But to be fair, I think when I was a kid, this is how LEGO sets used to come. None of it was sorted, and it just makes the build that little bit longer. You have to look for the pieces. So without further ado, let's just rip these bags open and let's get building. And here we have it, the Pearl, and what a fantastic building experience this was. Really was great fun to build. The designer, Marooned Marin, has done an amazing job of creating this pirate ship. It's a very sturdy build as well, which is always nice to see with a mock. There are some removable panels here. You've got one just there, this one at the back you can remove, and then inside of here you've got a little bed, a table, some candles, the apple, and it does slot in there very easily, like so. And again, this one here you can remove as well. However, the problem you have got with that at the moment is the cannons are in the way, so you would need to remove those to get inside of there. Now, once you've removed those 4 cannons, you can then lift this panel off just in here, and you've got some more cannons in the bottom there with some barrels. So the details in here are absolutely amazing. It really is a nice build, and yeah, really happy with what they've managed to get in here. On the side of the ship here, you've got the little flaps which will reveal even more cannons along the side of the boat. And again, it's just a nice little detail that they've added onto there. You've got a couple of anchors. I'll come to those in a moment, along with a couple of other bits on here. You've got some great details on the very back of the boat. I love the lights that they've put on here. And then the detail around the very back as well is all so good. The way they've got the details on here, I just think it looks so good. This is the first pirate ship that I've actually made, and it won't be the last. After experiencing this, it was just so much fun. And building a boat like this is a mock I definitely want to have the challenge of doing in the future. Now, what do I think about the quality of this product? And this is an interesting one. The overall quality of the bricks are really good. In some cases, when putting them together, you can't tell the difference between this, for example, and say a Lego brick. The clutch power is almost identical. However, I did come across a few parts which were not good enough. The quality needs to be worked on. One of them was a 3x1 plate. Several of them, when you attached a brick to the bottom, they just fell off. And I had the same problem with a hinge brick as well. It didn't want to stay together. And with the Technic pins, the ones that are blue, which have half an axle on one end and the Technic pin on the other, and they're very loose as well. For example, we have this flag at the top here, and it just comes out effortlessly. If I was to hold this upside down, it would fall out. The back one is just the same. So there is something they could do with working on with the quality of that. But all in all, it was really good. Now, there are a couple of things that I did find a little bit frustrating with the build, and that was things like this here. You actually have to cut the flex tube yourself. It tells you how long it needs to be in millimeters, and you then need to cut it, which is all good. However, you've only got to mess it up or miscalculate it, and you could have a problem there. It does look absolutely fantastic, this ship. However, it doesn't have the sails on there, and it also doesn't have the string. The reason being, it's not included in the set. With the set, you have got digital instructions. With the sails, you have got templates in the instructions, so you need to print them off on A4 paper, buy some material, and then cut them out yourselves, and then you've got your sails for the build. Now, there's good forwards and against with this. The plus side is, if in, say, 10 years' time, your sails are looking really tatty, you've got the templates, you can just make some new ones. So it's really positive. It's a good step on that way. However, the downside is you've got to go out and buy more materials. It wouldn't have been so bad if there had been some material included in the set with the sail template already printed off for you. But it's just a little niggling thing for me. When I buy a Lego set, and I know this was sent to me free of charge, and I really do appreciate them doing so for review. If I was buying a set, I would like all of the pieces to be included in there. The same as the string. It adds so much to the build, however, it's not included. And I didn't have any to hand to finish that off. So again, this is something that I think would be a lot better had it been included. These anchors here, for example, I can't attach them to the build as I haven't got any string. So they're just sat by the side of it. But all in all, this really is fantastic. Now, this build will cost you €210. However, if you use the code Dubbzi20, you would get 20% off of that price. So that is a fantastic saving to be having off of it. You're getting over €40 off. Now, if you compare that to Lego's 350, it's a very good price. You're getting a great build for your money. it doesn't have minifigures, and that is a big thing for me personally. I love minifigures, and it's a shame that the likes of LESDIY don't actually make minifigures to go with the build. You have got some minifigure parts on the front here. That would have been nice to have had just a couple of pirates on there, even if they're not the actual pirates you would expect with the Black Pearl. It would have just been nice to have had some characters to go along with this. Now, I did have a couple of parts missing from the set. There's a hairpiece from the statue just there. There was a 1x3 brown plate and also a Lego clip as well, a modified plate. But apart from that, it was all good. And there is a way that you can contact LESDIY and they will send you replacement parts. Luckily, I have got the parts in my Lego inventory that I could just complete the build using those parts. But yeah, all in all, really pleased with this build. It was, as I mentioned, great fun. The designer, as I said, has done a fantastic job. And yeah, there we have it. What a beautiful display piece this is. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review of this product. It was great fun to build, as I mentioned. So a massive thank you to LESDIY for sending this product out to me for review. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. Anyway, thanks for coming on by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.